It's one of those colors that, personally, when I saw it, the pictures of it, I wasn't too fond. And then when I saw it in person, it just blew me away. So it was quite an honor. Obviously, our 30th Corvettes of Carlisle, so welcome, 30th year. You're here for it, so thank you. You guys are the ones that make it happen. We're just so honored to have this car, the color of the car, rather. It's just great tribute to us, and GM, thank you guys. First, Harlan's probably going to do some introductions, or do you want Tash to do that? Tash has the microphone, so he's going to do it. But thank you all for being here. I hope you're having a good time, and our thoughts and prayers are going to be out there for everybody with that have Irene coming in their direction, unfortunately. So kind of scary stuff, but we appreciate you guys coming out. Hope you're having a good time. And weather's supposed to be great tomorrow too, by the way. I've been checking out the weather closely, and everything does look good. So we're thrilled about that. Again, thank you for being here.
Thanks, Lance. We'd like to start off actually a little presentation with you. We've already mentioned the Carlisle blue a couple of times. That's a new color this year, named in honor of 30 years here at Corvettes of Carlisle. And if you look in the magazine, you'll see the advertising that's been placed here. It says, standing ovation for everything about Corvette fans for 30 years in reference to the support of Corvette, the Corvette community here at Corvettes of Carlisle. So we have a very large picture framed for you. We love the tone, the color of it, and you should find a place of honor to hang that. Yeah, so it's actually this car right here. That's awesome. Take it.
Guys, get in. Get in.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Lance. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. This means the world to me, guys.
We got a bit of a crowd up here, so I want to introduce some of the other folks that we have here. Helping hold the picture was Kirk Benyon. Kirk, raise your hand. Kirk is our exterior design manager. He had that job on the C6, the car that we have, and he also has that job on the next generation car. So any styling ideas, design ideas, things you want, Kirk's the guy to talk to, and he'll incorporate them into the next generation car. So you can talk to him over at the tent where all the GM folks hang out. Also, I'd like to introduce Dave Leone. Dave Leone is my boss. He's the global chief engineer for quite a wide variety of cars, including the Corvette, Camaro, Cadillac, CTS, and others. So he's kind of the boss of the bosses. So you got the chief engineers, and then you got the boss who basically tells us what to do. But Dave's been around Corvettes and performance cars for a long time. We've known each other for a long time and couldn't ask for a better guy to help support the team as we continue to churn out beautiful new models like this, as well as work on the next generation car. Last guy I want to introduce is Dave Tatman. Dave Tatman is the plant manager at Bowling Green, and he'll be my manufacturing partner as we put the next generation car into production. His team down there in Bowling Green will take the designs we create in Michigan and build them to absolute first-rate quality to build, frankly, the world's best sports car. That's our goal. So you'll be able to talk to all these guys over at the tent, and they'll be hanging around all weekend. So thanks, guys. Okay. Now we can talk about them for real. Okay, we got some 2012 content to share with you guys. 2012 is actually quite a big year for us. We focused on the same thing we always do. We listen to customer feedback, try to incorporate the best we can to the new model year cars. So for this year, we worked extensively on the interior. We've upgraded the seats quite substantially. That's been a criticism of the car and for some media. We've upgraded the steering wheel, made it look a lot more custom, a lot more premium. And my favorite part of the upgrade for this year is the new audio system. We've added high-frequency tweeters on top of the instrument panel. They reflect up into the windshield. And then we've upgraded the woofers, 10-inch woofers in the doors. We have much more powerful bass in this car, and then we recalibrated the equalization in the car, did it over again to try to really emphasize high fidelity. And for me, it's one of the most noticeable improvements in the car. You can tell immediately. You put in your favorite CD or your iPod, and you'll hear stuff on music that you've listened to 100 times, and you'll be hearing stuff for the first time you didn't notice was there. So it's a really nice upgrade to the interior. And then, of course, we also work on performance. We work on that every year, and this year's no exception. I'm curious, how many people have seen the videos that we put out on our Nurburgring time for both the Z06 and ZR1? Anybody? Some people? Few people. You can catch that online. We went back to the Nurburgring after 3 years absent. Last time we were there was when we were doing final prove-out on the ZR1. We only go there when we have very good reason to, and we had a very good reason to this year because working with Michelin, we have a new super high performance tire. It's known as a cup tire, basically a competition tire. It's barely street legal. It's designed for optimum dry traction. So we let Michelin basically optimize the tire for everything around track performance. And when you look at it, you'll see it's essentially a slick. It's very close to a slick. Although a number of us have been driving it around as our daily driver. Merlin, I think, has close to 10,000 miles on his car, driving it in Michigan weather, which is hot like this, but we also get rain. It's fairly serviceable, but it's not for everybody. It is an extreme performance tire. It doesn't wear like their normal tires. It doesn't have the rain handling capabilities. But what it does do is stick like crazy. This particular car actually has been to Motor Trend. They do an article on best handling cars in the world, and I'm not sure it's even on newsstands yet, but they have published online some of the results. And this car that you see actually sitting right here, completely bone stock as we sell it, set some new records for the fastest times, best performance of any production car they've ever tested. So a big step up in performance, much of it due to the new tires. The tires corner incredibly. Our max lats official number is 1.13 Gs, which is a big bump up from the already very impressive either Michelin Supercar tires, the second generation, or the Michelin Pilot Sport tube tires that have been standard on the ZR1. So they not only corner well, they brake well. We're publishing braking distances just over 100 feet. My understanding is in the hands of the Motor Trend guys, maybe they had a little stickier road or something, that their braking distance from 60 miles an hour was 94 feet. 94 feet is exactly the length of an NBA basketball court. So if you've been on a regulation basketball car, you imagine a car coming in at 60 miles an hour on one end, coming to complete rest before it reaches the far side of the court. That's the kind of braking distance we're able to achieve. They also do a figure eight kind of test where you are cornering in both directions and then you have to accelerate through a short straightaway in the middle. This car set the record, the fastest they've ever been able to manage that course. Now, in addition to all that content, we have a special edition here called the Centennial, celebrating basically 100 years of Chevrolet. This car has a lot of content on it, but you can see even from a distance, pretty special car. It's kind of subtle, tone on tone, very special black, sparkly paint. If you look at it up close here in the sun, you'll see it's a new kind of black for us. It's not a dead flat black, it's very metallic. And then we have the non-reflective low gloss stripes to set it off, to give it a really tough look. And then we've got little touches of red, little highlights here and there, like the ring around the tires. You can see the red brake calipers, but these wheels, you can get a red accent wheel on any of the Centennial models. So you can get a Centennial model on ZR1, Z06, Grand Sport, really any Corvette model. You can get this content. And they all have red accents, as I said. On this wheel in particular, we use a unique process where we paint the entire wheel red first, and then we paint the whole wheel black, and then we put it back in the machine cell, and with a lathe actually machine off a layer of black paint to expose the red below. And once we machine that off, we clear coat the whole thing, and that gives you the most robust red stripe wheel you can get. This is not normally done from factory anywhere. It's fairly expensive to do that, but it's the most robust way to put a red stripe on the wheel that'll last for the life of the car. Not all our wheels are amenable to a nice red stripe just because of the shape of the wheel. So those wheels get red accent Centennial sticker. This car is also special on the interior, but you're probably tired of hearing me talk, so I'll let Harlan cover some of the rest of the stuff.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Taj. Yeah, we're celebrating 100 years of Chevrolet. Is anybody here 100? Anybody? Anybody feel like they're 100? No, but that's a big deal. 100 years, the Centennial of Chevrolet. And when you look back at the history of Chevrolet, being founded by Louis Chevrolet, who was, in fact, a great race car driver and race car designer of his day about 100 years ago. And that shows that even from the very beginning, Chevrolet was founded on racing and performance. And I think a lot of us feel that if Louis Chevrolet was alive today, he'd be pretty proud of the Corvette Chevrolet Centennial Edition that we did. I think he would drive it. So we're very proud of that. And you think about how many car companies have their roots in racing like we do, founded by a race car driver, maybe Ferrari, then the list, what else? Somebody said Bugatti the other day. And we have Chevrolet, which is a full line company, which makes us really special. And we wanted to do this special car, a very tasteful, refined package. And like Taj said, you have the carbon flash, metallic, special wheels, interior with suede accents, and also every Centennial has the red brake calipers, and magnetic selective ride control is included on all the Centennial editions. So it's really a special packaging and everything. Coupe Convertible, Grand Sport, Z06, and Z01 are all available as Centennials. And we really feel that Louis Chevrolet would be proud of what Taj was talking about, the Nurburgring times, and also winning the 24 Hours of Le Mans this year. Anybody watch 24 Hours of Le Mans this year? Beating Ferrari. Everybody see the pass? We had an online in-car camera, and you could see the pass of the Corvette beating the Ferrari with about a couple hours to go, the winning pass by our new American driver, Tommy Milner, really showing that we could beat the likes of, you got Ferrari in there, you have Porsche, BMW, Lotus, Lamborghini. We really take on, with Corvette, the best sports cars in the world. We went over to their home field and we beat them. So it's a great thing. Now, if you go over to Gate 1, anybody been over to Gate 1, the racing display or racing technology to the street? If you go over to Gate 1, we have a display out there and you can see the rolling chassis for the ZR1. You can lift the carbon fiber fenders and you get your picture taken on the green screen as if you were with the race car. And I heard a rumor they might have some free t-shirts there. So Wendy could to check it out. And so make sure you make your way over there. Also, we have our Chevrolet official Corvette tent a few rows behind us to your right. And we're showing a lot of the new cars. We show different versions of the Centennial we have over there, some of the new cars with the cup tires. And this one we're very proud of, this special Grand Sport with the Carlisle blue, is a special car that we put together to celebrate the 30th Corvettes at Carlisle celebration. So, and there's a few things on this car that have never been seen before. It's the first public showing of. If you notice the wheels, these are our new, we've had genuine Corvette accessory wheels on Corvettes for a while, but this is the first time we've done wheels that fit the Grand Sport and wider Z06 sizes. So this is a new wheel that will be available very soon, and it's available in the sterling silver you see there, or we have a chrome version on one of our cars in the tent. And then also the new stripe. We have a full-length racing stripe that's available in 4 different colors for any of the Corvette models. is also a new feature that we showed off on this car. And this car also has the new interior appointments Tad talked about, but we're really trying to do a lot more in terms of personalization. Like this car has the dark titanium interior with blue stitching. You can get your choice of blue stitching, red stitching, or yellow stitching. We also have brake caliper options. You see we have the red brakes here, we have gray brakes. You can get red, gray, yellow, or silver brake caliper color options. You can get headlamp options, different color headlamps. Of course, we have the Grand Sport stripe color options, the different interior, two-tone, solid. So what we're trying to do is really allow you guys to create your dream car. We want you to be able to come in and order it exactly the way you want it, and we're really working hard to do that for you.
I don't think we mentioned on the Centennial some of the interior appointments too. You guys are welcome to come down afterwards and take a look. A lot of nice suede accents, and Harlan mentioned contrasting stitching. The Centennial is kind of red and black, and on the inside it's nice. There's some red contrasting stitching. This car shows some other stuff that's also available for 2012. I'll point out the hood. This is called the B92 option hood. This is the lightest hood we know how to make. So this is actually a slightly different shape than the ZR1. It's an all carbon hood, so we open it up, you'll see the carbon on the inside. That's now a check the box option on the Z06. If you want to take a little bit of weight off the front and have that carbon look on the underside, you can now get that on your Z06. Another thing I'd like to point out is maybe after you guys are coming down afterwards, this is the actual car we sent to Motor Trend, and it's kind of interesting because this is usually the way we get them back. This car's been on track, they've done photography with it, and you'll see if you look up close, it's pretty beat up.
It's actually VIN 001.
Yeah, it's also a VIN, so they took our VIN 1 car and they put it on track, and I don't know if they were on gravel or what, but if you look close up, this car is, it's got all sorts of marks on the rear quarter, it's got marks on the front, which usually what happens is magazines go take video, and they take a truck or their rental car or something, and they'll be out on the track or out on a road driving fast with a photographer hanging out the back, and then they have the Corvette come up behind it. So the truck they're in is flinging stones onto our car as they're driving, and they're taking pictures. But if you look at it, you can see it's pretty marred up because of that. So this is VIN 1, but nothing goes to waste on Corvette, so we actually use the cars. We expect our customers to buy them and use them, and we do the same thing. We build them, and then we don't stock them away in a museum. We put them on track, we put them on the street, we let people from the media drive them, and they beat the hell out of them. And until they come back running, you don't see a lot of articles in the media, well, we tested this Corvette and something broke. It almost never happens. Some of our competition, you'll see that when in the hands of the media, they're trying to extract the best times for the car, and they quite often will break. They'll break on the track, or something will happen. You don't see that on Corvette because the car is built so robustly. It's built to take a lot of abuse. Now, naturally, as soon as I say that, the next magazine article we have somebody will break one, but that hasn't happened to us in many, many years.
Yeah, and actually, just to add what you're saying, you said that the car broke the record for the figure 8 and the skid pad. If you go on motortrend.com, they have a 5-year bell curve of cars they've tested. You'll see all the way to the left, the fastest car, the 1.13G, and their figure 8 time being like they just tested the new Ferrari 458 Italia, the new Porsche GT2, and the Nissan GTR. It beat all of those cars amongst everything else that they had tested before. One thing I should mention before, how many here have gone to see the Corvette racing at an ALMS, American Le Mans Series race? A few people. If you've never gone, you got a great opportunity next weekend in Baltimore. I know a lot of you live within driving distance from Baltimore if you came here. So next week at the streets, it's the first time it's being run in the city streets in Baltimore. We'll have the Corvette race team. So we've never raced there before. It's a good opportunity. It's in driving distance with a lot of population. So hope to see. If you never had a chance to go, there's also the Corvette Corral. That's a good opportunity where you can park your car with all the enthusiasts for Corvette, get a special place to watch the race, hear presentations, sometimes from the likes of us, and it just makes it a whole fun experience. And there is a lot of fun experiences you can have with Corvette. You know, if you don't know about it, there's museum delivery. Anybody have a Corvette museum delivery? A few people. If you talk to anybody who has that, it's a great opportunity. Dave Tapman will take you on a plant tour to see your car being built. You can also even get a build book of your car being built, and even we have the new the Corvette engine build experience in Wixom at the plant, where if you get a Z06 or Z01, you can actually build your own engine and have it installed in your car with help of a builder, and you still get your full 100,000 mile warranty as we check everything along the way.
I don't know if I mentioned, I know I mentioned the Nurburgring, but I don't know if I said what the actual times are. I'd encourage you all to go online and check out the video of Jim Merrill, who's our development, ride and handling engineer. He does all this kind of work for us. He's out there, again, kind of on the Germans' home turf. We only go there once every 3 years or so. We got him, we got a guy who takes data, and then 2 guys who do the mechanical work on the car. And in spite of that relatively low-key effort, I mean, we don't have the money that some manufacturers make it a corporate mission to go over there and go fast. We just go over there and check out, make sure the car is safe, make sure it's tuned properly, and then if we get a chance, we try to do a couple of continuous laps to see how fast the car will go. We got 2 chances to do a lap, so basically we only did a lap twice in the ZR1, and we were able to lower our time from 3 years ago from 7:26 to 7:19, which really puts the car in the upper echelon of any production car. In fact, I don't believe there's another production car that has a continuous lap video that's faster than that. So some say that that's a rain lap record. The truth of the matter is there's no supervisory committee that checks out to make sure the cars are stock or anything like that. So you're just relying on the manufacturer's reputation. But we go there with completely stock cars, just like they come out of Bowling Green. We put a camera in them, we put some safety equipment in them, so the car is actually heavier than we sell it when we're going around the track. And then we put the video on, and whatever happens, happens. Then we post it as is, no editing at all as far as seeing the entire lap. So the ZR1 did a 7:19. We also had a chance to do the Z06. Now we only got 1 lap in the Z06. And in that lap we did 7:22, which, if people remember, the previous time that we'd taken a Z06 to the Nurburgring was way back when it was introduced, back in 2005. And the official published lap time then was with Jan Magnussen, one of our race car drivers driving, and we posted a 7:53. Now, that means we went 20 seconds faster, which some people found completely implausible, that essentially the same car, Z06, could go 7:43 all those years ago and go 7:22 and change now. Well, there's a lot of big differences in the car. A lot of things have developed on the car, and frankly, we were kind of newbies going over there. We didn't know how these things were run. Like I said, there's no overseeing committee that tells you how to do this stuff, so we just did everything the most conservative way we could think. So when we went out to do our lap, we did a standing start. We'd go out and park on the start and finish line. We'd do a launch and drive around and come back. And so we didn't find out later, everybody else was doing flying starts, so that helps quite a bit. But since that time, we've had substantial upgrades in the chassis technology. You know, I talked about the tires going all the way up to the Pilot Sport and Cup tires. We also have improved chassis controls. Our performance traction management that we debuted on the ZR1 is now available on a Z06, and we actually use that to achieve those lap times. Our driver actually uses the performance traction management in various levels, actually at different parts on the track, to optimize the performance almost turn by turn. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why the current car is so much faster than we previously stated. But we have a lot of people questioning how is this even possible that these Corvettes from America could be so impossibly fast. But it is arguably now, it's quite arguable that between the Z06 and ZR1, these are the world's fastest mass production automobiles. So we're really proud to design these in Michigan and build them in Kentucky and bring them to you guys every year.
Yeah, I'll just say that, everything we said, think about it. We have the Nurburgring record, we built a Le Mans winning sports car, we have the win on the track test with the magazines. The only thing that the media has complained about is the seats. We got all new seats this year. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of reading in the media where they say Americans can't build a world-class product, that we're not good enough, even from our people that are Americans that say that. If anybody says that to you, you just have one word to tell them: Corvette is proof that we can do it.
Thank you very much. This isn't really the best forum for Q&A, but we can try to take some questions if you guys have them, or we'll be here and you can just come on up and ask us. Anybody got a question? Think of general interest?
Yo,
Right here.
the status of Cyber Gray.
Status of Cyber Gray. As you know, there were some, because of the travesty in Japan, the earthquake and everything, that we had the Cyrillic Crystal. Crystal Red is coming out first. We've actually done our first 6 cars. The trials run good, so Crystal Red will be available to order. And then Cyber Gray should be about a month later. So pretty soon, we've got the orders in for the first trial of those. If everything goes good, Cyber Gray will start up soon also. So we'll be back in those 2 colors pretty soon.
Any other questions? Anybody got a question?
Question was, will we have a dual clutch transmission in the C7? We're not going to talk about the C7. When we introduce the C7, we'll bring them here to Carlisle. We'll show them to you. We'll walk around them, tell you everything about it. Good question, though. Thank you. Do we have any non-C7 questions?
A little bit more.
Here's one over here. Hang on. Hi, what are your plans for the new Goodyear tire going forward? The Gen 2 tire that was just introduced and which you're offering on a limited basis, I think? I was interested in the future plans for that, if you're willing to talk about any of them, given the high, heavy wear pattern that they've exhibited. They're a good performance tire, but I don't get more than 5,000 miles out of mine.
Wow, I got 10,000 out of the PS Cups, but yeah, the Goodyear Gen 2 tire, which was introduced last year, is the standard tire for the Z06, and it's also on the Grand Sport manual with magnetic ride control like this one here. This car has those tires, and it is a more aggressive tire than the previous Z06 and Grand Sport tire, so it is more aggressive. What happened was, of course, when Michelin, we have competitions, Michelin, Goodyear, and other suppliers for tire business, and Michelin won the ZR1, Goodyear's like, okay, we're going to fight back and do a better tire, and they did for the Z06, and we also use it in some of the Grand Sport, but it is a more aggressive tire, and that is why we don't put it on all of the Grand Sport models, only select the most highest performance versions, but I think it does have a higher wear pattern than the standard.
But 5,000 miles is not right. According to our standardized test, it's about 15% less than the previous supercar tires, so you should be getting 15,000. So have you checked your alignment? There's a bunch of questions we should.
A lot of autocross miles included.
No.
There you go.
Okay,
That'll do it.
buy a new set then.
We did. Bought 2 sets so far. There you go. It's the burnouts and the autocrossing.
Any other questions?
Sort of helps.
It's a new GM question? Okay, I think the question is, we've had a lot of new leaders named at GM, a lot of new leadership. Obviously a lot of change in the corporation. The question is how well Is Corvette being supported? Are we still okay from a performance standpoint? Yeah, I think there's an enormous amount of respect for Corvette. It's a flagship of Chevrolet. Chevrolet is kind of at the heart and soul of General Motors, especially the new General Motors, where we've downsized the number of brands. We've kept the critical brands, and the most critical of all, you'd have to say, is Chevrolet, because it's full breadth portfolio, it's global, it's all around the world, so Chevrolet is here to stay, and Corvette is the flagship of that brand. So the answer to the question is, we got a lot of Corvette fans at the top of the company, we got good support from the leadership, we got a fairly big check to do a new car. There was the announcement this May in Bowling Green that we're spending $131 million at that facility, and that's a fairly small plant as plants go, but we do have $131 million to do the changeover for the next generation cars. So that's a pretty big vote of confidence. I don't think there's any way it's going to be stopped now. So at least for the next life cycle, we're golden. But I think even long term, Corvette is not just a halo, not just a technology flagship. Corvette is really a bread and butter portfolio entry for General Motors. We make money. Our CEO has said we pay our rent. We return a good amount of money to the corporation. And so there's no reason it would be dumb to stop the Corvette. So they're not asking us to change our mission. They're not asking us to reduce performance in the name of fuel economy. I know there's a lot of rumors to that effect. Obviously, we are influenced by the global economy and the push for more efficiency. Corvette is already a very efficient machine today, and just pushing those boundaries even farther will be part of our mission. Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you very much. As I said, Harlan and I will stick around here. We also have Kurt here, happy to talk about these cars, or we'll be here all weekend at the Chevrolet 10. Thanks.
Let's have a big round of applause for Taj and Harlan, and obviously our new Corvettes to include the tribute car in Carlisle blue.
He had some cars there. One of them with a red cutout. I don't think so. And then he had his own
Yeah, he does. He said he's getting rid of some of those stuff. He had to be modest.